love me, you hate me, you know me, and then you can figure out the bag I'm in. I am everyday people. Yeah, yeah. There is a long hair that doesn't.
We had noticed as training directors that there were so many children coming to the clinics and to the hospital. We felt that some of their problems could have been alleviated if there had been any kind of preventive work. So we began experimenting a little bit 17 years ago with the idea of having a preventive program, and we called it Caring at Columbia Intervention for a New Generation. It was really for children at risk, just from their poverty, the environment, the fact that their lives were fraught with danger, whether it was shootings in the neighborhood or whether it was the fact that so many of them had very difficult home lives and split families. We felt that the clinic and the school would be a wonderful place to begin providing some services through art, through the use of our residents, and through some professional artists and art therapists.
One, prevention, which was the thought that if we taught some skills early in childhood about their environment and about the stresses, and we gave them the skills, that they would be able to, in some ways, cope better and avoid future problems. The second was that we thought the best way, particularly with middle school children, to do that would be in group settings. It would allow them to discuss these issues more comfortably, but it also would support and underline the need to have good social skills and to talk as a group. The third piece was that we felt there were going to be two components of doing that, and from the very beginning we wanted to unite people in the arts with people in mental health. So we early decided that we would have child and adolescent psychiatrists working with artists and art therapists, and doing this, feeling that when children are doing things such as art or music or poetry, they express their feelings much more comfortably and much more effectively. I think the fourth piece, which was an equally important piece, was that these kids lived in their culture and in their ecology, so that the exercises that we were going to address in both identifying points of stress as well as in identifying appropriate coping mechanisms should be totally relevant to where they came from. And there's where we discussed issues of not only their current neighborhoods and their ecology, but we also discussed and underlined issues about their cultural background.
We decided to actually use the art in order to express some of their cultural identity by building a little village. So all of us sat and sort of built a lot of little buildings, little schools, offices, hospitals, and then we, at the end, toward the end of our time, we basically combined that in a beautiful village with a little villagers, actually a little people, very important people of our communities.
I am in a group with 6 adolescent girls. They are 7th graders and 8th graders. And I've had the chance to sit in with a seasoned drama therapist, and together we're all creating a play. And it's been really an amazing experience to see these girls work on something creative.
I know the girl, I know you. Look at there. Hi. Hi. Hola. My reputation is really high.
So the play is actually about pure acceptance, and so it goes straight to an issue that's so important for girls at this age, and they chose the topic, and it's interesting how they chose something that's so relevant to them every day.
We should show them a little.
Show who?
The people.
The
audience. The audience.
And you can also see how relevant it is by how they interact with each other. and I think it's wonderful that they've chosen this as a topic because it is something that they're struggling with.
Hello, I have a big reputation. I hate school, but I have fun there. My fear is that I lose my popularity and my cool gangster friends.
They call me Monica, but I call myself the opposite of everyone. I love to hear scary stories around the fire. Not that I have been in one, but I've heard of it. And I've heard of people in it.
A mí me gusta jugar voleibol. Yo vine a New York con mi familia. Nosotros vinimos a los Estados Unidos para mejor futuro.
Residents should have this experience, basically because it's a very different experience from a regular group settings that we all learned how to do. This is different because we are...
It's a community-based program, and also a program connected with the hospital, Columbia Presbyterian. So you get to work with an array of children, diverse in age, in culture, and also with the kinds of difficulties they deal with in their everyday life. We want to really create a great sense of safety and trust, and also work on giving them a sense of learning that they can trust someone. And through the art, it gives them a really safe network already, just doing it through the art.
This clay is clay that dries in the air, and it's hard. But the clay we're going to use today is very soft and very light, and it's white. You can paint it and use marker. Okay? So this is breakable. The other clay is bouncy.
Art first allows them to get beyond some of their defenses that they show verbally. And it also allows them to surprise themselves. They don't always know, what's going to come out. And sometimes things come out they don't want to see, which is where the therapist sort of steps in more and supports them to acknowledge that we have many sides of ourselves. And sometimes they come out with things that surprise them in a way that's positive to them, and they learn. It's also because in the art process they're learning skills, and that can allow them to feel more comfortable if they're focused on the skill, skill building.
I teach in the Children's Day Unit here at the New York State Psychiatric Institute with students who have various emotional problems, needs. Some of them are inpatient, some of them are outpatient. Robin has been really such an incredibly gifted art therapist in working with each of the children, adolescents, that they're bringing out, using art as a way of helping them understand their illness.
In this group, everyone in the group is very isolative in their personal life, but they also try to recreate that isolation right within the group. And so we're trying to respect their need for their space, but try to help them branch out. So we started a sculptural project where they created islands, and they each got to create an island, and someone who's a role model to them, that would be someone they would look up to who could lead their island or help them with their island. And they could put anything they wanted there that made them feel good. That was the first week. And the next week, we created roads to allow them, if they felt comfortable on a given moment, to travel to someone else's island and visit it. And what's happened is we now have this major piece of work where it's individual islands and the roads that bring them all together. So that's definitely one place where they're learning and they're enjoying the process of the art and the materials without even realizing that it's also helping them come together as a group and learn new things about each other and appreciate each other in a different way.
The model we used was the We Can Do model that was based on a research model in the 1980s that was called I Can Do. We decided that to foster again group cohesion and empowerment, we could convert it into We Can Do.
The We Can Do, which is the problem-solving piece of our manual, and within our groups we had put together different pieces like a puzzle. So the the kids didn't know the image itself, So they were given different pieces of the image and they were coloring in, and at the end they were supposed to put it all together and see the image and find out what they were coloring in. So definitely this is problem solving through the arts. We talk a lot about community, we talk a lot about the family, and just express it through the arts. And we go there with a theme, and then we just explore with the kids and discuss it, and then we share the art at the end. That's
¿Qué es lo que les ha gustado más a ustedes en todos los viernes que hemos estado aquí? ¿Qué material o qué arte que hemos hecho les ha gustado más? ¿El libro? Pintar.
A mí me ha gustado.
¿Te ha gustado este?
Que decidimos hacer dos corazones, uno que estaba feliz y otro que está triste. Nosotros hicimos el que está feliz con flores, cosas bonitas, alegres, y el que estaba triste, cosas de paz, guerra, libertad, y le hicimos esto para que demuestre que está bien triste.
Anybody want to explain about the jealousness? If somebody's jealous, is that you want something that somebody else has and you can't have it.
This is for this puppet's gonna be here, saying something. And topic, what we chose today about jealous.
Oh, I just want to tell you the dimensions that you're very ugly and mean. Just playing around. So, what do you want to say?
The children often ask for more, but there's a big waiting list, and other classes want to come in, and I wish we could have more. I wish we could keep the children for a longer time.
In the music program, we've actually created theme songs. So themes like feeling helpers are being sung, and the kids are doing the lesson through the music.
I said when I'm feeling blue, there's something I can do. I'm playing video games. I can play the video game. I can play the video game. That's what I do. Feeling helpers. Feeling helpers. Feeling helpers. Feeling help. I say when I'm feeling blue, there's something I can do.
I can go out for a walk.
I can go out for a walk. Oh yeah. Ooh. Feeling helpers. Feeling helpers. Feeling helpers. Feeling helpers. When I'm feeling blue and I don't know what to do, I say when I'm feeling blue, there's something I can do.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
And one
I am many wonderful things. I'm always changing. I am the sunshine. I am the moon. I am a singer. I am a dancer because I am. Because I am. Because I am.